Good morning, my friends, and welcome to Cagayan de Oro and also the Archdiocese of Cagayan de Oro. May I present to you instead maybe some 5 guidelines why we in the Archdiocese are also with an agroecology ministry and also trying to help in terms of the communities of the indigenous people. These are some of our, maybe the next frame. There are 5 major themes that we would like to show that the environment is God's gift to everyone. And this is part of our own perspective that creation is God's presence in the world. Next. And the first man and the woman in the garden, God saw that it was good, and also God's creation of man in his original innocence. Nature is usually seen as a system, understood and controlled, whereas creation, the term used by maybe papal documents, can only be understood as a gift from the outstretched hand of the Father of all. Recently, the Holy Father came out with the document Querida Amazonia. And here he says, in the Amazon region, water is queen. The rivers and streams are like veins, and water determines every form of life. Very much with the song of Joey Ayala na nakakaugnay ang lahat sa atin. The environment is a collective good. This is the second guideline we follow, destined for all. All beings are interconnected, again, nagkaugnayan, and there is also value in biodiversity and the forest that we still have with us. Climate itself is a good to be protected. Care for the environment is a common and universal duty, that of respecting a common good. The natural environment is a collective good, the patrimony of all humanity, and the responsibility of everyone. This is a statement of Pope Francis in Laudato Si, the encyclical on care for our common home. A third guideline we follow is human beings exercise a responsible stewardship over nature. We are all stewards. We are caretakers of the environment. This is also seen in the 9th chapter of Genesis, where there is a covenant between Yahweh and Noah. And the rainbow itself becomes a sign, a constant reminder of us for this covenant with God and also care for the environment. Efficiency is not value-free, use and not abuse of natural resources. We have had calamities in Ormoc, Infanta, Marikina, Cagayan de Oro under Typhoon Sendo, Typhoon Yolanda, and other recent calamities. So we need also the protection of watershed and river basin areas. This is one effort we have in Cagayan de Oro itself. We have a Cagayan de Oro River Basin Management Council, which is multi-sectoral together with the LGUs. Our dominion over the universe should be understood more properly in the sense of responsible stewardship. Again, a statement from Pope Francis in Laudato Si. A fourth guideline, projects for integral human development need to be marked by solidarity and intergenerational justice. So we're not only talking about our present generation, but also future generations. And the gradual cumulative adverse effects of environmental degradation, the loss of biodiversity, this sometimes poses irreversible damages affecting future generations. So the right to a safe and healthy natural environment was one of the landmark decisions of our Supreme Court regarding the right of children to enjoy the fruits of an unspoiled environment. And we continue now with the search for alternative sources of energy versus the greenhouse effect. For instance, we are now trying to adopt also solar energy in some of our parish churches. topics. We have intergenerational solidarity, again from Laudato Si, is not optional, but rather a basic question of justice, since the world we have received also belongs to those who will follow us. The fifth guideline we follow is the church itself, and all churches have a responsibility towards creation and integral human development. So we move from environmental ecology to human ecology, respect for human dignity, and also promoting the overall moral tenor of society. The book of nature is one and indivisible. It takes in not only the environment, but also the whole of life, including sexuality, marriage, the family, social relations, in short, integral human development. The way humanity treats the environment influences the way it treats itself and vice versa. This is Caritas in Veritate of Benedict XVI. And we need a new lifestyle versus the spirit of hedonism and consumerism, what Pope Francis calls the throwaway culture. And we need also to realize that culture and nature itself are closely linked. So a sense of deep communion with the rest of nature cannot be real if our hearts lack tenderness, compassion, and concern for our fellow human beings. Integral development then, again in Querida Amazonia, to protect the Amazon, for instance, the region, it is good to combine ancestral wisdom with contemporary technical knowledge, always working for the sustainable management of the land, while also preserving the lifestyle and value system of those who live here. Pope Francis here in terms makes a plea especially for respecting the cultures of indigenous peoples. Next frame. So this is the summary. We have those 5 guidelines again. The environment is God's gift. It is a collective good for all of us. We are called to be responsible stewards of God's creation. We are not the absolute owners. And fourth and fifth, intergenerational justice is a key moral principle. And the Church itself espouses integral human development for all. Thank you, and may you have a fruitful summit here in